It's all about being cute. I always say MS stands for mighty sexy.
And you know what
I love
I say?
that.
What I say MS stands for is my something. Everyone has something.
Absolutely.
This is my something, and just happens to stand for MS.
Nice.
Yeah.
You just got diagnosed, I feel like.
Yeah. The only thing I knew about multiple sclerosis is that my favorite singer, Tamina, was diagnosed with MS. Everything else I knew nothing about. I didn't even think it was a disease for people of color, because the only thing I've known about outside that one singer is usually white people.
Since I was first diagnosed, for the most part, I've been stable. However, I have a lot of that invisible stuff, the brain fog, and I still have fine motor issues, so I don't do button-up shirts because I can't do that.
I never really had that issue. For me, it's like I have permanent damage with my eyes, so sometimes the computer screen gets blurry for me, or, I mean, if I'm in a flare-up, forget about it, I can't drive. My flare-ups are so stress-induced, and when I got diagnosed, I'll never forget the doctor said, "Did your parents get divorced? Did someone die?" And I was like, no, I'm working a lot.
Since this happened to me, I said I turned from a 33-year-old to an 80-year-old overnight. Like, it just happened. And so all these things that happen as you age, the weakness and the mobility issues and everything, I started walking like my grandfather.
What was it like getting a cane?
I didn't mind it because I went from a wheelchair to a walker and then to a cane. So I was happy to have the cane. And as long as it was a cool cane,
Absolutely.
I was okay with it.
But I think one of the hardest things with MS, the question of, is this MS or is this because I stayed up late?
Right.
Yeah, or is this parenting?
Or is this parenting, or is this because I worked a lot? Yep.
I'm constantly reminding myself to look at how far I've gotten in the short time I've had MS, because I went from completely numb, almost losing mobility, to now I'm living as good as I can be.
Learning to say, I can't go out tonight. Will always be one of the hardest things for me, to really learn to listen to my body, because I want to move on and not really think about it.
I talk about this a lot
Yeah.
in therapy, that my instinct is to compare myself to old Jesse, to original Jesse, and not to new MS Jesse. It's a struggle to come to terms with that, as far as with everything in life.
Absolutely.
You're comparing to what your image was of yourself from back then versus what you're capable of now.
No two people have the same exact case.
People need to see the many faces of MS.